And welcome back. Welcome back to Shut It. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a great week of dumb news. It's been a scary week of scary news. So I focus on the dumb news, and that's what I'm going to talk about right now. This is straight off the presses from the New York Post. My wife's psychic lied about me having an affair. Now everyone wants me to take her back. That's right. A Reddit user is following through with divorcing his wife after her psychic friend falsely informed her that he was cheating. Okay, this is what he says. Am I an asshole for refusing to consider stopping our divorce after my ex admitted her psychic friend lied about me having an affair? Asked a Reddit user. In the post, the guy said he met his wife, Rona, in college, and that he had made the obvious terrible assumption that the fact that she was in post-secondary education meant she had a modicum of common sense. The couple lived together for 2 years before marrying, and at their wedding, successful top 38027, that's his name on Reddit, met a friend of Rona's, Anna. He wrote in his post, at our wedding, I met an old friend of hers, Anna. She offered to read my palm since she was part gypsy. Okay. He said, which he found weird. I find that weird too. How can you be part gypsy? What does that even mean? I thought that was a cartoon. That's just made up. I am in construction, and I know a few people from that group, and they call themselves Roma. Oh, the Roma people. Gypsies. I get it. Okay. Anna is a seamstress in New York City and does not frequently visit. He and his wife only... This is a terrible... Whoever wrote this article should go back, should quit, actually. Should stop writing articles. This is the worst word construction I've ever read. This is why it took me 3 takes to just start this article. All right. My psychic abilities is this person, whoever wrote this article, fired immediately. Okay, Anna is a seamstress. Okay, so the guy who was thinking of divorcing his wife because his wife believed a psychic that he was cheating on her. He said he and his wife only saw her maybe 4 times during the last 2 years, most recently during Labor Day in 2023. And that's when it got weird. All of a sudden, Rona starts acting oddly, okay? She starts checking in on me at work, coming by when I'm working late, asking to use my phone because hers is almost out of power, that sort of thing. Eventually, Rona accused him of having an affair, which he thought was a joke. I laugh and I say, I am not, he said. This sets her off like a Roman candle because Anna told her I would laugh it off when Rona came to the truth. So the guy laughed, he revealed, as the concept of him having an affair was ridiculous due to his work schedule and the fact that he's with his wife most of the time. He's not at work, he said. And most important of all, I love my wife. I wouldn't do anything to harm her, he said. And yet she takes the word of Anna, the psychic seamstress, over mine. Rona then proceeded to ask the guy, who he has a dumb handle name, it's called Successful Top 3827, to move out. Okay, so the wife tells him to move out, and he refused. He had nowhere to go, he wrote. Instead, Rona moved in with her parents. They think she's nuts too, he wrote. He wrote to the others. He then spent a few months attempting to convince his wife that he was not having an affair. And Rona's family kept quiet about the situation until Christmas, when they had an intervention he detailed in his post. And they said my wife was having a break from reality and that she wasn't coming out of it. This is the dumbest article. Okay. In January, he began the process of getting the divorce. He said 3 months later in April, he wrote, Rona calls to talk to me. Turns out she and her parents hired a private detective to find my affair. 6 months and a huge bill later, 0 evidence of an affair, he said. Having none of it, he told the woman that their lease was up in July and that he would be moving to Denver to be closer to his mistress. No, just kidding. His family. She says she would come with me. I respectfully declined. I told her we just weren't right for each other because she's a nutbag and she believes it's this lady. Anyway, the truth is I do not want to have my offspring share DNA with this dingbat. Rona's family, however, is apparently upset that he is moving ahead with the divorce. Her family has approached me several times. The last time her dad offered to front us 25% down payment on a house if I agreed to go to marriage counseling instead of just leaving. Yeah, because they don't want to be stuck with that. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, please, I'll put the down payment on your house. Just make sure she doesn't move back in with us. Because she takes serious advice from people who are psychics. Anyway, he says he politely declined. I cannot be bought, he said. Meanwhile, Rona is now depressed, but I see no way of ever trusting her again, the man wrote. I don't know about trusting her. I think maybe her decisions, like her trusting in other people, maybe that. Anyway, she is young enough. She can marry again and wreck some other guy's life. So he asked the others. Oh, so on Reddit, he asked, am I the asshole? And people replied, and this is why we're here. And they replied, no, you're not the a-hole. And then some said, yes, you are. And no a-holes here. And in the nearly 2,400 comments to the post, almost all who chimed in agreed that he was, in fact, not the asshole. Your marriage was over after Rona took the words of a psychic over her own husband. And I have to agree with that. The fact that she then convinced her parents to hire a private investigator to get info on your infidelities is just icing on the top. I agree. I'm agreeing with these people. What do you guys think? Have you ever hired a private investigator because you were told by a psychic that your partner was cheating on you? If so, are you on your medication? Stay on it. Another Reddit user said, what else will she blindly believe when her psychic friend has another vision? Run, don't walk. And another user wrote, it's crazy diabolical of her friend to throw out accusations like that. If she wanted to show off her psychic ability, she could have made up any other number of things that wouldn't potentially ruin a person's life. I agree. I'm just going to pontificate. I'm going to venture. I'm going to say Rona's friend, I don't know her name, the Gypsy. Let's call her Gypsy Rose. I'm going to say she's a monster. Like, she probably knows her friend Rona is one of those kind of like conspiracy theory people, believes whatever anybody suggests. And she knows this about her. I'm going to say it. She probably said, well, if you loan me money, I can give you more information about who he's having an affair. And she probably gave her money because she's Gypsy Rose. She's a traveler. She's traveling to people's weddings, making a ton of money. And she's a seamstress in the city. How much does that pay? You know what I mean? Not much. I mean, I don't know. Do people go to seamstress anymore? She needs extra cash. So she's going to tell her friends, here's what's happening. And they're going to be like, oh my God, how do you know? Give me your palm again. I know. I just know these things. I can see it. Can I borrow $5,000? And then they'll be like, sure. What else do you see? And then they're like, give me your hand again. And then she just gives them trash, fake news, fake psychic news. And boom, she made her rent. She's living in New York. Rent's expensive. Let's read what else. What else? I made a whole backstory for Rona's monster psychic friend, who's not a psychic. She's a seamstress. She's probably not a good seamstress, I'm going to say. She probably fucked up a lot of seams, and her boss is like, you know what? I'm not paying you this month. And she's like, all right, I'm going to go to some weddings. I'm going to read some palms. I'm going to make some cash. I'm going to grease my palms with some psychic cash. And there you go. Imagine if you had kids with her and her friend got a psychic vibe about you abusing the kids. Good point, said the same person before. While your situation really sucks, at least you are now free from someone so easily influenced. This is true. And then, of course, the New York Post has their own commenters. These are my peanut gallery clowns that I like to read about. And don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys. It's important. If I'm on your algorithm, or if you just saw this pop up and you're like, who is this nut job? It's me. It's Jen Kirwin, and it's Shut It, and you should like and subscribe. But you know what? Psychically, I already knew you were going to like and subscribe. So there you go. Nuts and Bolts. These are the comments from the New York Post. Nuts and Bolts says, "Don't take her back," in all caps. If an unstable wife makes one false accusation, she may make more, claiming to police that you abused her. There have been many false accusations made against innocent people by unstable spouses. Okay? KB says, "Dude, run, don't look back. She's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Today it's a psychic. Tomorrow it will be tarot cards. Go overseas." That's extreme. Go overseas and try to find an old-fashioned non-Americanized girl, because what we have here is slim pickings. Okay, that is hilarious. Now I don't know. Can you cry with I'm crying with laughter. Can you cry with contact lenses? Going overseas okay, that's a big, he has a job in America. Like, maybe he could do construction overseas. Maybe. I don't know. It's a big country. I don't know how many, 300 million people. They're not all, believe in psychics. Jimmy Ray says, but I like that. Like, that's a very extreme solution or extreme advice, KB. Jimmy Ray says, the fact that she not only believed her psychic friend, but also got her parents to hire a private detective. Yeah, the JR is saying the same thing somebody else said. The fact that her parents were like, what's that, daughter? Oh, you went to a psychic and you think your husband is having an affair? Sure, we're going to pay for an investigative private detective. Absolutely. That sounds like a really, well, look, they're her parents, so they're probably just as nutty as her. Do you know what I mean? And after the fact, the dad's like, please take her back. I didn't realize. Robert D'Avignon says, don't do it, bro. If she split on you because of false rumors about you and your fidelity, then you're not with someone who's a true partner. And I promise you, without a true partner in your marriage, it's doomed. Okay. And Barry McConker says, she trusts her psychic more than her husband? ? Yep. John Bonham says, it was posted on Reddit, so it has to be true. They can't just make up stories and post them on the internet. Can't believe people actually think this stuff is true. Okay, so John Bonham thinks this is a fake story. Maybe it's a fake news item. I don't know. As Logan's Ghost says, I believe the psychic still. All right. And David Jones says, maybe she can predict when you'll finally learn proper grammar. It took a while, but we got somebody to shade on this guy. That's great. And Smart One Knows says, if he is dumb enough to take her back, they deserve each other. Also, never trust a gypsy. All right, there you have it. What do you guys think? Do you think you would go to a well, first off, she didn't go to the psychic. The psychic went to her, and she did it. I think she did it at her wedding. So the monster here is her friend, and she knew. You know how those like CIA operatives, they know like the soft spot to get to somebody, and so her friend knew. She was like, yeah, she like. I remember back in high school, I gave her an 8-ball, the thing like ask you a question and then it gives you an answer, and she believed it. I'm low on rent this month. I'm going to tell her, look, your husband is having an affair, even though you're getting married today. I don't know how that worked. I'm not sure how this whole thing worked out. But that's it. What do you guys think? Would you believe a psychic? Are you maybe I have somebody who's psychic who is watching this right now. What do you say? What do you think? Can you defend yourself as a psychic? Do you believe the guy? Maybe he was having an affair. Why is everybody siding with the, maybe the psychic is correct. Maybe he actually was having an affair and he had to go to Reddit to like, I don't know, he was so guilt-ridden. He was like, let me go to Reddit because I'm moving to Denver and I'm divorcing her. And maybe I'll move overseas like that guy suggested and marry someone who's not American. That to me doesn't seem like a thing that would solve your problems. I think you married her. You probably knew that she was a little woo-wooey, little head in the clouds. You knew who she was. You don't marry someone just like, well, I'm just going to marry you. You get to know each other. So I blame him just as much as I blame her. And I blame the parents for hiring a private investigator. That's kind of insane. Have any of you ever had to hire a private investigator? Did you ever think something was happening with your other half and be like, I'm going to hire? Are you a private investigator? Put your comments below. What's going on with me? Not much. We had a great show last week. We're having another great show next week, next Thursday, May 16th. Flanagan's. I'm doing my hour again. It's packed. I had to turn people away. People were crying in the streets. Not really. But I did have to it sold out. It sold out and it was amazing. And yeah, we're getting a lot of new people. People I've never seen before. I've been doing this. This is 7th-year anniversary. Doing it here in this part of Europe, Switzerland. And it's been selling. I don't know. I'm bragging right now. I don't know why I'm bragging because I don't know what to talk about. I know why, because I have another dumb news article I want to share with you. Hold on a second. Influencer slammed for wearing ball gown to best friend's wedding rehearsal dinner. Inappropriate. So influencer Isabel Mathers has ruffled feathers by wearing a ball gown to her friend's wedding welcome dinner. The Aussie influencer who has over 1 million followers, posted a photo dump on... Why do people call it a photo dump? What does that mean? Like, I would just call it a brag dump. Like a photo dump means you're dumping all your photos. Wouldn't you just put them in the trash can on your phone? Delete. If you're going to photo dump, I don't know, call it photo dump brag. Okay, so she posted a photo dump that included photos of her wearing a floor-length, partially see-through yellow dress. She'd worn the dress to attend a fellow so her friend who was getting married at the rehearsal dinner. Her friend is also an influencer. Her fellow and fitness instructor Rachel Dillon's wedding welcome dinner. The bride opted for a white mini dress for dinner, while Mathers had gone for a full-length number. People online weren't impressed with Mathers' choice, and some labeled the dress inappropriate. Let's take a look. Okay, first she says, I don't want to be mean, but that's not an appropriate dress for a wedding, one commented. Let's take a look at the dress. I'm going to put it up right now. And that is kind of a ridiculous dress to wear to your bestie's wedding rehearsal, welcome dinner, whatever you call it, in Australia. You're kind of, you know that there's that saying, don't outshine the master. You're invited to her wedding, okay? This is her time to shine, not your time to shine. So cover that little belly button up. You know what I mean? And don't wear white or yellow. It looks white to me on this photo, although I do have my contacts in, so they're kind of all new and everything's kind of blurry. But I think it's a little inappropriate. I'm just going to say it. Don't outshine the master. And the master is the person who's supposed to shine. It's the bride. And then the groom. And then the bride's parents. And then the groom's parents. And that's it. Maybe the flower thrower, little kids. That's it. Can't outshine them. You can't don't draw attention to yourself. You just look at them, take photos. All eyes on the bride. It's not about you. This is inappropriate. Not only is it inappropriate because I don't care about the belly, like the flesh, whatever. It doesn't matter. But it's a rehearsal dinner. It's a welcome dinner. Her parents are there. Everybody's there. Yeah, you're an influencer. But this is her day. It's not your day. One comment even prompted a reply from Mathers, 25, when someone claimed the outfit seemed to suggest that she wanted to outshine the bride. I said it. You see that? The bride is my best friend. You don't think... Okay, so said Mathers, the one who really tried to outshine her friend. The bride is my best friend. You don't think I discussed every single of my outfits with her? Mathers replied. So then a lot of people had different opinions. Someone said, does it even matter, y'all? She already went to the wedding rehearsals, one asked. Or did she already go? Literally, everyone is so upset about how perfect you are, another argued. People are so lame, leaving comments, putting you down for wearing a dress, one person wrote. Well, I mean, I'm going to put up another photo. It's kind of like, it's a big deal dress. It's not like a little... It kind of looks like a wedding dress to me. Anyway, okay, so for the actual wedding, Mathers was a bridesmaid and wore a slinky yellow dress, but it was her dinner outfit that got everyone talking. Meanwhile, Dylan doesn't seem to be troubled by Mathers' ball gown moment. She's been posting wedding content online to her 1.7 million followers, and Mathers is heavily featured in plenty of the photos. So, okay, all right, Dylan, her best friend who was getting married, she said, I don't care. Because it's all about followers. I think as long as she has followers looking at her, she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Anyway, let's read a couple of the comments, and then I'm going to move on to my last article, because that's the one that I really want to get to. It's like really like the craziest of crazy. But about this dress, the original KM, I'm so glad I'm of the age where I'm beyond the influence of influencers. Amen. I'm just going to leave it on that. That's it. This one is, I'm just going to put the headline up. I've been eating pizza every day for 6 years. People call me crazy, but I'm healthy and happy. And then the what is that called? The byline, or no, the tagline. And then the tagline says, "Do you believe this guy?" DOUGH. A Connecticut man who claims to love pizza more than anything else in the world has been scarfing down at least a slice a day for the last 6 years, sources say. That's what it says in the New York Post. Sources say, not sources, sauces. Even swinging a delicious career change thanks to his deep dish zest for za. And there he is, Kenny Wilds. There he is. I used to work for a company that looks after heating and cooling systems. My colleague and I would be on the road all day, and the quickest thing for me to grab was pizza. One day, he said, I bet you couldn't eat it every day for a week, and I rose to the challenge with ease. He then extended the bet to a month. By the end, I felt I could go for longer. Wild said. The sauce aficionado, whose father once owned a pizzeria in Nutmeg State, swears he's not skipped a day since the start, very often consuming an entire pie, though occasionally he'll just grab a slice. During the holidays, when the local pizzerias are closed, he'll drive to the casinos near his home in eastern Connecticut to keep up with his eating streak. On his wedding day, he ordered cheese pies for his guests. And believe it or not, he manages to stay in great shape. Yeah, he actually is in pretty good shape for somebody who eats pizza every day. It's just bread and cheese. I mean, think of all the people in Italy. They eat pizza. Pizza and pasta is like their staple, and they're like rail thin. I'm actually pretty skinny, he confessed. I guess I can thank my metabolism for that. And my extreme Coke addiction. No, I didn't say that. I'm bored. Okay. I guess I can thank my metabolism, and sometimes people will get in touch with concerns about the healthiness of my habit, but I'm fit and healthy. Wild set up an Instagram. Yeah, I figured so. So this is all about likes. Why don't you like and subscribe? Wild set up an Instagram account to document his ongoing experiment, which put him in touch with a pizza box company that offered him a full-time gig as a salesman. So not only is he eating pizza every day, he's selling the boxes they come in. Win-win. It's the perfect job for me, as I can travel and try pizzas from all over the country. That is such a great thing. I just love it. That's very positive. This spring, I had pizza in 10 different U.S. states. I also went to Las Vegas for a pizza convention. I can't believe this is an actual article. My favorite crust is thick, crispy, and chewy style from New Haven. The city has the best pizza I've ever tried. I love eating at a place called Sally's Pizza, which has been open since 1938. The sauce is like nothing I've ever had, and the coal-fired oven puts the perfect char on the crust. Wilds had tried peanut butter and bacon pizzas while he was high. He tried peanut butter and bacon pizzas, beefaroni, and caviar pies, but the Connecticut roots often show he doesn't believe pineapple belongs anywhere near pizza. That's a big deal. A lot of people seriously, it's a hot topic with pizza lovers. They really think that pineapple should not touch a pizza pie. He prefers a nice deep pan pepperoni or a plain margarita pie. While he calls his wife very supportive, he said he tries to get his daily fix during lunch hours so he can eat normal dinner with his family. But I've always got room for leftover slices after dinner. Holy shit, is he on cocaine? Like, how do you eat that much pizza and not become a lard? Wilds occasionally runs into his former colleagues, the one that issued the challenge that started his whole journey. He laughs and calls me crazy because he's crazy. If things don't work out with you and your wife, you can always, meet up with the lady who goes to a psychic and hires or maybe she would probably end up hiring an investigative, a private eye. You're like, is he really eating pizzas or is he having an affair with pizza? What's going on with his pizza? I'd say he's probably a drug addict, but I don't know. He says, I think people find it hard to understand why I do it and just how much I love pizza. But it's as simple as that. I'll continue my streak as long as I'm still excited about pizza. And I'm happy to enjoy my delicious journey one bite at a time. Sometimes it's just the simple things in life, folks. You got to find your path. And this man found his path through pizza. As simple as that. It's almost zen. It's beautiful, actually. I wish you to be so lucky. We're laughing now, but he is living his dream. So do not judge, lest be judged. What are you doing? Are you living your dream? You should be. Are you finding your path through whatever kind of a bet a friend makes at work, and then you end up obsessively eating that food for 6 years and then end up selling cardboard boxes around the country? No, you're not. You're not living your dream. So don't make fun of this man. Let's read the comments. And there are a lot of, there are 106. I'm just going to read a handful because this has been a long one. I have to say, please like and subscribe. If you want to come to my shows, get tickets at jenkirwin.com. Let's finish out with these comments. Vic says, in the context of a healthy diet, I don't see a problem with a slice of pizza per day. And Joe B says, healthy, go for blood labs and see what the effects of all the sodium and cholesterol, etc., on his body. Maybe it's in his body. And then somebody replied to that. Lester Gruber said, or a couple of extra large pies with extra jalapenos, 2 exclamation points. Voodoo says, problem is it's getting harder and harder to find pizza that's made well. And George Young's Ghost says, absolutely, I live in a veritable pizza wasteland here in South Carolina. I have to fly into Connecticut every few months to find good pizza, either at Pepe's or in New Haven or Vinny's in Southington or Middlebury, Connecticut, where both establishments make a New York-style pie will rival anything in New York. Okay, So he flies in every few months from South Carolina to get pizza. Think about that for a second. I want you to sit with that for a moment. Somebody replied to that. Never Nikki said, have to agree with you. Here in South Carolina, the thought of pizza every day is stomach churning. Haven't found a good one yet. And no, I don't know. I'd moved down. I don't know what it said. I moved down here from New Hampshire 18 years ago. Okay. Johnny Wad says, I worked at a pizzeria, good one too. I try to limit myself to 2 to 3 slices per week. My metabolism ain't what it used to be. And we'll end on this one. Nikki Fury says, I genuinely feel bad for this guy's toilet.